Hey, what's going on, man?
Same old. Friday afternoon. Whoop.
That's something.
How's traffic?
I don't know. I haven't heard too much yet. It's shitty coming down here, but I think it was just people driving stupid, though. I don't think it was any actual thing.
Just people being stupid?
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. So, welcome everyone to another episode of The Commute.
Where I will be your driver.
I will be your passenger. And today we're going to do the start of our fuck it list.
Yeah. Try to, anyway.
Try to. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really, but we'll try. So what we're doing is we're each coming up with 8 things. We're going to bracket them together. We'll each pick a topic each day and discuss, and one will move on to the next bracket of our choosing. At least use the turn signal.
Uh-huh.
So you want to go first with your fuck it list?
Yeah, I can. Alright, on my fucking list, the first thing I put on there was just the whole concept of homeopathy. I don't know if you're familiar with this. This is where you take, it's like a natural remedy kind of thing, where they take whatever it is, whatever kind of herbs or something that are supposed to normally take care of a whatever problem, like gas, whatever.
Okay.
And the smaller the dose, the better it's supposed to work, and the faster it's supposed to work. Yeah, because the whatever the herbs are, you put it in a solution of water, and it's like 1 part of whatever it is to like 100 parts water, and you shake it up, and if you shake it, that imparts the spirit of the molecules of the medicine into the water. And the more it's diluted, the more particles of water are in there, so the more you can get that spirit out to all those little water molecules.
And you drink it.
Yeah, and you drink it.
Now, like you said, gas. I know there's some people that
It's for anything.
use natural remedies
anything.
instead of getting their kids vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I think that's crazy as batshit.
Yep.
Because there's bad shit out there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's horrible shit out there. I know my wife used to work with someone who did that and refuses to get her kid a vaccine of any kind because they swear the vaccines cause problems down the road.
Yeah.
And their argument is, well, I'm fine. Well, you had your shots.
Right.
As a kid. You only get them as a kid. And the only thing you need to get when you're older is, a tetanus shot. But, yeah, that's a little...
Yeah, so this falls into a similar thing like that, but this adds, like, the supernatural element to...
Right. I mean, their whole thing is, like, eating certain foods or whatever, but when you're trying to get spirits of molecules
into water, and the water activates your natural body elements.
Well, what do they think happens if you... Why can't you just take it? Like, you're pretty much made of water. What do you think is going to happen to it when it hits your stomach?
You need more of the spirit, because it's about...
You have to have H2O to pull it out.
No, well, the H2O or whatever the medium is just the thing that you put the spirit into. It doesn't matter what kind of fluid it is. You can put it into Kool-Aid probably.
Oh, it's okay.
But it's mostly done with water because it's clear and
And that.
But this passes all the FDA standards and everything because it doesn't really include anything. So it can be labeled as medication on the shelf.
Because it's all natural.
Right.
It doesn't have to get the...
And even if it isn't all natural, it's still, there's not enough of whatever the element is in there for like the FDA to declare it anything but medicine. Because it's essentially water.
See, you would almost think that the government would make you get your shots and make you stay up on, because you could get the disease and spread the disease.
Yeah, that definitely.
You know?
But this is for like average everyday things.
Okay.
This isn't like for, a rubella shot or anything. It's not. I'm sure people take it for that. But
it annoys you thoroughly?
Yeah, it disgusts me thoroughly. I don't see how proprietors of that can get away with selling that for anything more than being a placebo for what it's supposed to do.
But these people, I mean, I'll just play devil's advocate here, because I'm with you, but it must work to some extent if people keep buying them and they live by it and swear by it.
Well, I mean, anything works to some extent. Sitting in a chair works to heal you to some extent, more than
true.
Standing up and running around if you have a fever. It's like,
you can say it helps my muscle pains,
right?
But
and it's just,
you take it easy.
It's just a correlation. It doesn't actually have anything to do with what's making them get better. It doesn't have anything to do with that. I mean, medication is medication for a reason. It's been scientifically tested to, take your headache away. It's
right.
It's been tested to stop you from coughing.
And some of those things are so good, medication, that they work pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I know I get a headache. I mean, I would take aspirin, it would work eventually or whatever, but I know I take a leave when I have a headache, and no matter how bad it is, within 15 minutes, it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Well, imagine taking that Aleve, smashing it up, and adding it to a couple million parts water. Like, adding it to, like, a 5-gallon jug of water.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to waste my time.
Just one. Or maybe even a quarter of an Aleve. Crushing that up, putting that in the water, shaking up the water, and drinking the water. That's your cure. That's what cures you.
I'll just take a pill.
So, yeah, that was I saw that and that stuck in my head all day. So go ahead with yours, and then maybe we can point and counterpoint.
Okay. Well, my thing that on my bucket list, the first one I'm going with, is how rude people are these days, and it's everywhere and it's rampant. It's number one on the road. We see that every day.
Sure.
People, not using the turn signals, cutting you off, flying like an animal. But it's even, people just bump into you. Like they're just inconsiderate of personal space. They're, you hold a door for somebody, not a thank you. And it just seems like it's contagious. I almost feel people say, well, people are that way, I'm going to be that way.
Yeah.
And it pisses the fuck out of me all the time. And it's the way people, even when they do talk to you, it's the way they talk to you.
Right.
It's the way they treat you. I'm on the phone with people a lot at work, and they don't know me. They don't, I'm trying to help them with a problem, and they're just ignorant and rude to you. And you try to teach your kid not to be that way, but they're going to see it. How are they going to grow? They're growing up in this world.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they're going to be
rudeness.
They're going to be affected by. Can you go through the light? I don't know. Look at me being rude.
That wasn't rude because it wasn't to him. You didn't say it to him. People will go out of their way to be rude to you.
Yeah.
They'll come back and because you piss them off for something that people shouldn't get pissed off about, and and they'll come back. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. Whoa. Calm down.
You're the one that started it, right?
And I try to even you don't know what is going on in somebody's life either. I try not to get too mad back, but I just do.
Well, all right. Well, on the other side of that, how recently did that start pissing you off? Has that pissed you off for years?
Oh man,
I guess what I'm getting at is, are you just getting older?
No.
Is this just an old man syndrome?
No, I think what it is, I mean, it has to do with that, because as you get older, you have to put yourself out in the world more.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
when you're
that's
younger, you know,
You're
you
more
deal with
exposed to
whatever.
it
But
now
then you
you're
start to
older.
drive, and now you're on the road. And then you have to drive more because, you know, you have a job, and then more because you have a kid and you got to drive them places. It's just you're on the road more, you're around other people more. I also think it has to do with, I feel this country's on the downslope. A lot of people aren't doing well, so they just take it out on the world. They're just miserable people, and that's their view on life. You know,
Bring everybody down to that.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, I think it's so. Yeah, it's not like I'm becoming an old man. I'm getting crabby. It's pissed me off for a few years now, but even now, it just seems to be getting worse. You know, and it gets to the point where, and actually though, I've gotten better
at dealing with it.
Yeah, that's one thing age has helped me with. I'm just more. You know what? Again, like I said, I don't know what your problem is. Maybe you just found out you got cancer. Maybe someone just died in your family. Maybe
could have been a whole string of
period.
things that led you up to, you know, your mind's not here.
I mean, I used to go and I was one of those people. I give them, you know, a piece of my mind and yell and go nuts, and I still do, you know, but nowhere near what I used to. And part of that is because you get shot now. You know, I mean, that's beyond
true.
rudeness. That's just, but. Yeah, it's. I mean,
well,
people got crazy.
Them being rude.
That's the thing. Rudeness got to a certain level, to where it's people are now becoming crazy. Rude has evolved into insanity. You know, there's just no consideration for life at all.
Well, I mean, I guess how indicative is that of like our society in general, like just the need for like possessions and cash and greed and,
you know, protection even.
Yeah, I mean, all those things sort of, you know, your rights, what you're entitled to as a citizen, or
no, you're entitled to have a gun, but you don't need to shoot someone because they cut you off. You know, and there'd be a whole lot of dead people in the world.
Sure.
You know, if I shot someone every time they cut me off or they were rude to me, you know, bump into you. At fucking Disney World, right? We go to goddamn Disney World, happiest place on earth, right?
Yeah.
So we go down and I think we went like the end of February one time. I said, you know what? Well, maybe it was March. I forget when we went. I think it was February. And we said, oh, good. You know, we'll beat spring break. Don't have to worry about that. And when we got there, it was European spring break. So everyone there was from Europe. Mostly Russians. A lot of Russians were there. And we were there. Those people have zero personal space distance.
Well, yeah. Depending on whatever culture you're from, your sense of personal space is different. And unlucky us, Americans have a large personal space. I mean, ours on average, I think, is like between 2 and 4 feet is your personal space.
That makes sense.
Whereas
4 feet's a little much.
Yeah, but that's just how like we are. I mean,
but I mean, they would be right on you, like their dick would be on my back.
Yeah,
because I'm short.
Yeah,
you know, so like I got dick in my back, you know, waiting to get on the fucking, you know, Space Mountain. And I got and there was the point where like I'm elbowing people.
Yeah,
you know, at first I would look back at them like, oh, you know, give them a look. Then I would even say like, hey, you mind like backing up a little bit here, buddy? That's just because I got my kid. I don't want people thinking that's my kid. She was really young at the time. And then they still fucking do. They back up if you ask them to, and then they get right back on you.
Yeah, because they don't. They
because
don't have
someone's
a sense
probably pushing them too, and it just so that I'd be elbowing them like, oh, hey, look at this. This is how much personal space I need. However far back my fucking elbows go, so that I can do this, because I have a right to do this.
I need a full range of motion.
You know. Yeah. And if you catch an elbow to the cock, you catch an elbow to the cock.
Shouldn't have been dick in my back.
Yep. Should not have had your dick pressed against me. So it's just like.
Well, see, in that case, I don't. You can't necessarily blame something like that on rudeness.
No, I don't.
That's more of a cultural thing.
But it's rude here.
It is.
When in Rome.
Right. Sure, but something like that is just.
And they may not know it.
If you grow up in that culture, you grow up in that environment, it doesn't.
But it's still
you don't even
rude.
see it.
Rudeness is perception.
Right.
I think something's rude and you don't.
Or you think something's uncalled for.
It's just
and
manners, though. Everyone's taught to have manners from when you're a little kid. Say thank you. Say thank you.
Are we as much?
I teach my kid that.
Sure.
Granted, some people may not. Mm-hmm. Some people might tell the guy, you don't gotta know, fuck them, blah, 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 blah. Or it's learned behavior. They see their parents being rude.
Right.
They think, well, this is how you treat people.
Well, and is that a result of, the way society is now, where both mom and dad have to work and
it's less home time, less family
you don't have time to instill those kind of values in kids, so they've grown up,
But for fuck's sake, but isn't it nice when someone is nice to you? Don't you feel good when someone is nice to you? Someone goes out of their way even. Thanks, or holds the door for you. Yeah. Or, I've had people let a door slam the fuck on me.
Oh, yeah. Almost any time I walk over to Wawa, that'll happen.
Yeah. I hold the door for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a guy, a girl, young or old. Mm-hmm. I go out of my way if you're old or if you're a female, just because that's how I was raised,
Yeah, that's same with me. That's what I do.
But I feel good when I know, especially when they say thank you, I feel good. But when someone's nice to you, so you thought, oh man, that's a good feeling. Let me be nice in return to people. Let me start holding the door for somebody.
Right.
Let me start using my fucking turn signal. Mm-hmm. But that's just people being like me first. That's the problem. People put themselves me fucking first. Mm-hmm. It's they know you're supposed to use a turn signal. They want you to use your turn signal. Mm-hmm. How dare you cut them off? But they feel they have a right to cut you off.
Yeah.
They feel they're the best driver on the road, the most skilled driver on the road.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. That delusion of what you think you are in the world, like how gifted you think you are at driving or doing your job, anything. I guess everybody has that delusion to some point, but I don't know. Some people don't have that trigger to rein themselves in.
But it just pisses me off, and I wish I could put like a commercial out there on TV just asking people to be fucking nice.
Yeah.
That would be my commercial. Be fucking nice.
You know what? Probably a good place for that is your own YouTube channel. And you have one.
Look at that.
You could do it. So I think that's something you need to do. Is what would your commercial be for that? Maybe that's what the winners of each week needs to be. You need to make a commercial.
See?
Get rid of that.
I would want my commercial to be like, listen, you motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. You're pissing me off. You're lucky I'm not one of those people that shoot you in the face for slamming a door on me.
Yeah.
Wise up or you're dead. But that wouldn't be what I wouldn't actually have my commercial be that, but that's how I feel inside. Like, you're so lucky I'm not one of these
psychos.
Yeah, but I don't know. It'd just be like, look, people. Maybe I would show like some kind of like a rude act and the same act if you weren't rude, what it would be like, and see like show like a demonstration.
Teach your crocodile manners.
Try it and pass it forward. I'm not saying you got to change your whole fucking life. Hold a door for somebody. Mm-hmm. See if that feels good. If it does, do more of it. Yeah. If someone does something nice for you, thank them. And look at the smile on their face. You can put a smile on their face just by thanking them, letting them know, like, you know what, I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. They were total strangers. You did something so minor for me, but I appreciated it. It added to my day. And then pass that on. Pass it on. Share the commercial with one person. Everyone sees to share with one person and do one nice thing for somebody.
Yeah.
And hopefully that would be contagious.
Yeah, and something that doesn't cost anything, or that you expect anything back from.
You were walking in the door anyway.
Yeah.
It might take you 3 extra seconds to let someone else go.
Mm-hmm.
or just say thank you.
Yeah.
Say thank you. You're passing them by. It's not even take you extra time.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's
Hey,
it.
thanks.
You know, someone lets you in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Wave.
Yeah.
If you're still going forward, you don't have to stop and wave.
Mm-hmm.
You just wave and be nice, and hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah. It's very passionate about that.
That would be my thing. I'm just,
all right, that's a good impassioned argument. I like it.
So that's my fucking thing for the day. So what do we do with them now?
I don't know. I mean, where do we think we lie?
I think we both agree with each other on
right,
both things.
But as far as, you know, charlatanism is and costing people money through the homeopathy thing, I think of the two, the rudeness is probably, that should be the top fucking thing.
That should be the top fucking thing.
So I think maybe for the next one we gotta have two that are both the same scale.
Right,
you know,
right.
homeopathy is more directed, whereas rudeness is a big scale.
Right, and homeopathy is a choice.
Yeah.
You know, I guess being polite is a choice.
But it's a choice, but it's also predatory because you're preying on those people who don't know any better, or those people that do know better but they believe what you're saying. You know, and it's preying on those people, and you're hurting those people and taking their money.
Well, I guess that's how both our things are the same, though, because they both hurt people.
Right.
Just in different ways. You know? One, you're taking advantage of someone and hurting them without them even knowing they're being hurt.
Yeah.
Whereas the other, you're hurting someone and they feel it right away.
So I think overall for me, it's that sense of like just being a scavenger and just preying off of, you know, the weakness you see around you, you know, whatever it is, taking advantage of somebody.
That's a pretty horrible thing, though.
It is. Like, to me, that's one of the worst things you can do to somebody, and that's just an example of it. So
okay, I see what you're saying.
You know, for me, it's that predatory action towards your fellow people.
I want to pick them both.
I know. We got to decide.
It's a tough one. I guess the only reason I would say go with the rudeness is it's on a bigger scale. You know,
I agree.
It's a much larger scale.
All right, so we won't even delay. I think it's
okay. So rudeness goes on.
The rudeness will make it
on the bracket for a few weeks down the road when we get through all 16, and we're down to the fuckets of 8. So.
8 fuckets.
All right, awesome. Are we going to do a Stay in History show?
Yeah, they're quick ones.
Yeah, we got some time.
The people enjoy it.
Yes, they do. All 3 people enjoy it. So now it's time for This Day in History.
That's not smart.
June 20th, 1975, Jaws is released. Great movie, Jaws. I love that movie.
And the thing that always gets me with Jaws, man, rated PG. Always. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why that gets me, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty bloody.
Yeah.
You know?
PG.
Hey, you know what? I'll have to watch it again because I can't recall. I want to say that they say fuck in it a number of times, but maybe they don't. Because I know now the rule is if you say fuck once, it's PG-13.
Right, PG-13.
Twice or higher, automatic R.
Right.
Even if that's the only bad thing. It could be a Disney movie, but they say fuck twice and rated R. So I don't know how old of a rule that is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, great movie, though.
Yeah.
One of the best lines ever.
Very quotable movie.
Ah, smile, you son of a bitch. Love it. June 20th, 1863, West Virginia enters the Union. 1863.
Yeah. Civil War era.
So, like, did you get to choose what side?
Well, there were already...
Or, I mean, like, you say enters the Union, like, what... How does that happen?
How did it happen?
Or how did it happen, yeah.
I don't know the specifics, so I can't really say exactly, but... I mean, usually the people in there have a government going already that's their own, and they sign a document that, you know, they get accepted to the union or accepted to the states or whatever it is. Or the states go to them and
we want you to be a state.
yeah.
We'd like you to join our club.
We enjoy the cut of your jib.
If only they knew what it would have turned into. No offense, West Virginia.
Mining and whitewater rafting.
Yeah, and I don't want to get political. I was about to get political, but I'm not getting political on the show. It's just something I
That's for another time.
Yeah, that'll be a thing. June 20th, 1947, Benjamin Bugsy Siegel shot and killed. He established himself in New York with Meyer Lansky, bootlegging and gambling. Given $500,000 in the late 1930s by his crime syndicate to set up an operation in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so he went out there and he made like all these Hollywood people, like got all, you know, buddy with them. Started doing the gangster thing out there.
And then in 45, he decided to build the Flamingo Hotel, what at the time was a small desert town, Las Vegas, for $6 million. That was pretty much his downfall, right? Was the Flamingo?
Yeah.
Because they didn't believe in it. They didn't think it could be a thing.
Yeah, well, it didn't look like anything. That was the thing. It was the middle of the desert.
Right.
There's nothing there. Who the hell's going to go there?
And then he was pouring so much money in, and then the money he was asking from the mob to build it, he kept upping the number.
Yeah.
Look, I need another million, or I need another couple 100,000.
Yeah,
and they were getting pissed with him. And then he started taking it serious, right? Like, he didn't want to do it as a mob thing.
Yeah.
He wanted it to be a legit business. He wanted to be a businessman, run this casino. Wow. Traffic. What's that for?
I don't know. It's all going north.
Huh. Beach.
Jersey Beach.
Yep. But, yeah, and then, was he killed before it opened?
No, it opened, and then he got into an argument with Lucky Luciano over the money, like you were saying, upping it. And at that time of the argument was when he got killed.
Well, and that was the thing too. They said that he was like, just let it open. You will see. Let me prove you wrong. This is going to be huge. And the day it opened in the desert, it poured its ass off. It was raining cats and dogs. And, you know, people don't like to go out when it rains, period. But literally in the desert, when you're not used to rain,
right?
It's raining. And so nobody came. Nobody came that day. There was like a few old people sitting there, you know, playing slots. And that was it. And then they saw that happening. And that's kind of what the argument was. It was like, all your money, this is going to be something. Yeah. And he's like, I'm telling you, it's just because it's raining and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, we're done with you.
Yep.
And they kill him.
Yeah, they killed him. And then like the next day, Luciano's guys came into the casino and they're like, you all work for us now.
And they took it over. Wow. And it was pretty much the start of Vegas, right? Being a casino haven. And I read or maybe it was in the movie, I forget, but the other thing he was doing was he was selling more stock than they had in the business.
Oh, you mean
he would tell everybody, like, look, you give me this much money, I'll give you 5% of the thing. And like, you know, 100 people had 5% of the earnings. And
just like banks do now.
Yeah,
he pioneered that shit.
He was a businessman. They learned from him. But they said that if you had today a piece of that stock, like I forget, like if you invested $1,000, what that stock would be worth today, it was just fucking ridiculous, man. It was. So okay, yes, we'll go to that. Yeah, he got killed at his house with him and his wife.
It was mistress.
Mistress. Okay. Oops.
Yeah. It was at least at her house. It didn't say she was murdered too.
And he was it he wanted to be an actor or she wanted to be an actor?
I think she wanted to be an actor. I think she was an actor, actually.
And he was kind of like helping to foot the bill.
Yeah.
And they were watching one of her movies or something, and you know, 'cause he had a screen room in his house or his living room or whatever. And big old glass windows so they could see real easy. All right, well, that will do it for this episode of The Commute. like and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. Send us an email. Let us know what you think of the fuck it list. We got our own ideas for it, but let us know. You know, if you think it's a good idea. Next Friday, what we're gonna do is every Friday.
Yeah, sure.
Next Friday, we'll do the next bracket, and we'll put that out there. Let us know what you think. Send us an email at thecommutepodcast@comcast.net. Follow us on Twitter @driverpassenger, and check out our website, 2commute.com, TWO commute.com. Hope to see you soon.